Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Dungeons & Dragons Monster Maker. So in this one I'm going to be introducing you to a character who I'm actually planning on using in a campaign that I am running tomorrow morning at the time of this recording. And he's going to be a potential ally to the party. They've recently found themselves in this village of veggie pygmies who seem friendly enough and might be willing to lend him just because they still remain to be a kind of heavily caster-based party, and I want to make sure that they're safe, so I'm going to give them a veggie pygmy to kind of help out. But as you can see, a veggie pygmy stat block is not that great. It's actually 1/4 in terms of challenge rating, which is why it has very low hit points and is generally kind of in danger. So how will I improve it in order to befriend a bunch of level 4 party members? I'm going to give it 1 level in the fighter class, and if I feel like that's not cutting it, I'll improve it from there, maybe give it a 2nd level, or figure something else out in terms of that. But the first thing I'm going to kind of need to do is address the fact that with hit points, the fighter gives you D10s. This program does not give you the possibility of adding different ones, so I'm just going to, it has racial hit points of a D6, it would have a class of D10, I'm going to give it D8s. I'm going to give it another one just from the level, and that's already going to give it 16 hit points over its previous 9. So that's already going to make it a little bit better at surviving, and it has the Veggie Pygmy Regeneration, which is a pretty potent ability, especially if, the DM isn't trying to kill you. Which doesn't mean that I won't be taking advantage of the fact that it has some very notable weaknesses, but this world is something where they're probably going up against a lot of pretty primitive enemies who might not be using, necrotic damage all too often. And so I think that's pretty safe. Okay, but it is still a fighter, so it should get some assistance. So the first thing that's going to happen, it has, as a fighter, it gets some saving throws. That's pretty good. Constitution has a +1, so it's going to have the saving throw bonus of a +3. Fighting, it is just going to have a 0. I don't know if that will actually work in terms of, yeah, okay. I'm going to just, boost that up a little bit by saying that he actually has a strength of 8 from, his fighting training. And that'll give him a strength +1. A little bit better at this saving throw, but not too much. In terms of the stat block, I actually don't feel the need to change a bunch of these abilities. Like I might if he reaches 4th level, I apply that many, but I'm not going to make him, he's very much just someone who's going to help the party out a little bit. He's not meant to be on even standing with them. He's not going to be carrying them by any means. But this should at least give him a little bit of a better handle on things. I do have the option to give him 2 skills from the fighter class, acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. I'm not going to do that at this time. I don't think it's strictly necessary. But, I mean, when you're making your own character, your own, adding a level to a foe, you are absolutely welcome to give them some. Okay, he might have a higher survival, and I might use that to say that he's making traps to go up against the party members. And that's always fun. I imagine they wouldn't mind that. But in this case, I'm just not going to do that. Now, in terms of his actions, neither of them are particularly good. He does a little bit more damage with his claws, but his sling is a bit more ranged. And that's fine and all. But because I am making him a fighter, I'm just going to give him the fighting style of archery, which will give him a +2 on attack rolls. So, just add 2 here, save it, preview, and now he actually has a little bit more of an option. If he's up close and personal, he can try and do a bit more damage with his claws, but if it's, a good ways away, he can more reliably hit it with his sling. And that's honestly just about it. There's just one more thing that you need to add, and that's going to be an ability, and it's just going to be the fighter ability Second Wind. This thing isn't too significant, but it does give him a bit more of a healing option, which is really good when you're talking about something that doesn't have a whole lot of hit points, and this should already cover it. So, as some of you may know, every fighter has the ability to kind of recover in the middle of combat. And this is just one of the more important tools that are at their disposal. And I'm going to apologize right now and just say that I can't really type and read and also talk at the same time. So if I'm, I don't know, a little awkward here, that's because I'm very bad at it. And I record these all in one go because, I don't know, it seems more authentic that way. But yeah, I hope you all do enjoy these videos. They're always interesting to make. I really like to be able to talk about one of my passions, and I absolutely adore playing Dungeons & Dragons. I'm always happy to be able to introduce new players, or even just give little bits of tips and tricks that some DMs might not realize are always possible. And there you go. It's basically just a very, very slightly improved veggie pygmy. I'll put it to 2 columns just to make it a little easier to see. It's got a few good abilities. Both of them are kind of to increase its survivability. It should never go down, and I think that honestly these two can be used in conjunction. For instance, he could be taken down to 0 hit points but have the ability to regenerate. He'll be back up to 1 hit point and then immediately go to Second Wind. Use that as his bonus action, get healed, be able to continue fighting on. And those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment if you did. Let me know if you want me to make any more videos of this type, if there's any specific ones that you want to see. And as always, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on another episode. Thank you very much.